Today we have a new drill. This is one that I came up with. It is just to practice your draw to first shot, and it's really an emphasis on speed. So I'll go over the rules quick. I'll also type it out and put it on the screen for you. The target that you will be using is a USPSA or IPSC standard cardboard target with an A, C, and a D zone. I just put this sticker here for a point of reference for my aiming. As you can see, there's no hole on the back side. So this is a fresh target. This drill consists of 10 shots from 7 yards. This drill, as you can tell from the title, is called the golf drill. Golf like the sport where you swing and hit a ball really far. Unless you're me, and then it only goes 10 feet. Not golf like golf of America. The basic rules are everything is from 7 yards from concealment, and there's a point system based on where you hit and your time. So it gets a little bit complicated. So I will try to break this down in the easiest way possible for you. So your par is 0 points. If you shoot this drill perfectly, you will get a score of 0. If you shoot it the worst possible way, every miss is 5 points, plus 5 points. Out of 10 rounds, worst possible score is 50 points. The best possible score is -2 on each shot for a possible score of -20 if you're super good. I made this drill challenging on purpose. I do not expect to pass it right away. From my dry fire training, I can pass it with a -2 is my best score so far. But as we all know, live fire is a little bit different. So here is, I'll read them off, but they will also be on the screen. The par time for the D zone, which is that outermost ring, is 0.79 seconds and below. So if you can draw and shoot the D zone in 0.79 or lower, you get a 0. Par time for the C zone is 0.80 to 0.89. Now, if you go for the A zone, the par time for that is 0.90 to 1.0. So anything over 1 second is all scored the same way. This drill is to try and get you to your sub 1 seconds if you're not there already. A zone, over a second, so 1.01, you will get +1 point. C zone, you will get +2 points. And D zone, you will get +3 if you are over a second at all. A miss, again, is +5 points. So how do you get negative points? You get negative points by hitting the A zone or the C zone in a shorter amount of time than the par time. So for example, if I hit the C zone in under 0.80, I get a -1. Now, if I'm super good and I hit the A zone in 0.80 or less, then I get -2. So you see where the negatives start to come in. It's fairly complicated, but once you do it once, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. And it's pretty easy. So the goal is to do this cold. It's to simulate that you are just going about your day and then you need to use your firearm. So it's testing your draw to first shot from concealment cold. Now, I will allow, it's modern samurai's technique. He does the whole cross-handed, here, I'll put you down so you can see it. He does where he grabs his shirt with his one hand, with his support hand, and then crosses his other hand and has him just resting right here. So I will allow that. If you're a super good shooter and you're just getting -20s every time you run this, which I doubt you will, then try doing it from hands to the side. But without further ado, I got a camera on the target. I got a camera on myself. We'll see how I do with this brand new drill. It's called the golf drill. All right, so golf drill coming right up. That was a D zone in 0.9 0.9. So that is plus 2 points. And I'll go sticker that one off. Okay, so that was a D zone in 0.90. So I got to speed up and get more accurate, or just get more accurate, because that would be okay with an A zone hit. .05 in the C zone, it looks like. So that is another plus 2. All right, I'll go sticker that one off. I just thought of the fact that I might be kind of screwing myself over here with running back and forth between my shots, but oh well, we'll try it. That was a 1.05 D zone hit, so plus 2. I'm sorry, the last one was a C zone hit in 1.05. That one was another D zone, low left again, at 0.92. So another plus 2. 3 shots in on this 10-round drill, and I have yet to hit a par. So just go for par is all I'm trying to do right now. Dang it, C zone at 1.05 again, so another plus 2. Let's get an A zone. Jeez, oh Pete, suck. 1.08 plus 2 again in the C zone, sorry. 5 shots in, halfway through, and I'm at what, plus 10 already? Jeez. All hits though, and all good shots. So, well, I mean D zones, but in a defensive encounter, it's fine. No. No way. I saw my dot. It was dead center, and I must have slapped the trigger right off the target, because that was a big ol' plus 5. That was a 0.90, but it doesn't matter because I missed plus 5. Dang it. .01, and it might be a line breaker, A or C zone, so that'll determine what my points are. So I gotta go check. Line breaker, barely, but it's broken. Here, there. Now you know I'm not lying. All right, so that was a 1.01 A zone. It was breaking the line between A and C, so that is a plus 1. .02, and that was a C zone for another plus 2. It's frustrating because my dry fire seems so good, and so I get so confident, and then I come out here and I'm just immediately humbled. All right, that's 8 shots. I have 2 left. We'll see what we can do with them. .07, and it looks like another line breaker, so I gotta go check. That is another plus 1. It was in the A zone at 1.07, so this must be my last round. Sure is. So let's see how we do. All right, that was a 0.92. I wish I could show you, but this says 5.09 for my second shot, which there wasn't one. So a 0.92, and that was in the A zone. Let's go check out the hits, and I'll tally up my points. So this is my last shot here. And this is just my point of aim. There's no hole there in the center. I think I went over that in the beginning of the video, but these are all of my hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I had one miss. And I had a total of 19, plus 19. Misses really hurt you, but then again, they're really gonna hurt you when you are actually using your gun in a self-defense situation. I wanted to really have it impact your score to have a miss. Again, this is an expert standard. I have maybe 800-900 rounds on my gun of like actual training. So I am by no means considering myself an expert, but I didn't have a single shot that was over 1.1 seconds. They were all 1.0 something or under. I had a couple of sub ones, which is good. You want speed. But when you miss, it sucks. It hurts. So I scored a plus 19. Now I could shoot a plus 10 all day just by drawing slowly, hitting A zone, but that takes way more time. And I didn't really build in a punishment for taking your time and getting a good hit. Because in a lot of scenarios, if you're able to conceal your draw, or you're not the one that is the main victim, you're just kind of off to the side, you can take your time and you can get good hits. So I do want to encourage that. So if you don't want to run this drill as fast as you can, but you do want to get some drawing from the IWB holster practice and see how you score, you could get a plus 10 pretty easy. But that's not the point of the drill. The point of the drill is to go fast. And I'm going to run it one more time just to show you what a plus 10 looks like, taking your time, getting a good draw, and shooting accurately. So this is what my brother would do, because he would just try to cheat and get as many points as he possibly could if he knows that he couldn't beat the draw times. All right, I am going to show you what a plus 10 looks like in this drill. Make sure my gun is loaded. That's why you never carry with it out of the chamber, because when I racked it like kind of willy-nilly like that, it doesn't always just go right in like you were hoping for. So all right, this is what a plus 10 looks like, and I'll explain why. Because the goal of this drill is to be a sub-second draw, but if you can't do that, then you can kind of cheat the system. So I'm just putting this out here. This is how you cheat the system if you can't get a sub-second draw. So on the timer. 1.98, perfect A zone hit. I'm not even going to tape it up. 1.6, perfect A zone hit. 1.57, perfect A zone hit. 1.59, perfect A zone hit. 1.65, I couldn't find my dot right there, but got a perfect A zone hit because I took an extra split second. We pulled it a little high, but still well within the A zone at 1.60 again. 1.57. So basically how my scoring system works is if you're over 1 second and you still hit the A zone, it's only a +1 point. So by taking another half a second, I can stack all of these in the A zone nicely. .44 and basically just ride my way to a +10. So if you know you can't get a sub 1 second draw on paper, this is your way to get a +10, and that'll set you kind of like right in the bar. Again, couldn't find my dot. 165. Ooh, pulled it low for the last shot on a 1.33, but it wasn't so low that it was out of the A zone. So here's my grouping. Here's my first 9, here's my last one, but here's the A zone line. So still well within all A zone hits, and that, you can turn this GoPro off now. And that is how you score a +10 on this system. Basically just by cheating. But what this drill is really about is getting those hits in under a second and getting them on target. Because if you're hitting a target right here, 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 and here, which score poorly, but I believe I was getting 0.98, 0.97, 1.0s right there, 1.0s around here. That means that you're still getting solid hits on your deadly threat that you're shooting at. Basically what I'm doing is priming my brain to think of speed and hits versus slow and accurate hits. I can stack them in the A zone all day at 1.5 seconds, but I might already be dead after 1.1 seconds. So it might not matter that I can hit an A zone after that 1 second mark. So what I'm really stressing here is speed and hits, and you still get penalized when you miss. So don't miss, because missing goes, you're responsible for that, and that could be very bad news for you. So I just did this and shot a +19 and then a +10, just to show you how you could easily get a +10. But that +19 was just not sitting well with me. So I am gonna do this again. I am warmed up. This is not from cold at this point. So keep that in mind. .93 D zone is +2 points right off the bat. Man. .102. Oh shoot, I didn't tape that. That was a 102, and I'm pretty sure that was in the A zone, but I'll go double check right now. That was in the A zone at a .102, so I am just barely off of par there. But that is another +1. .91 and another D zone hit, which is +2. Go tape that quick. I'm not sure if it's helping or hurting, but I also have this extended magazine in this time, just because my other one was out. So all right, 3 shots in, I'm already at a +5. So geez, man. .97. And I can't tell if it's A. It looks like an A, but it might be a C. So let me go verify. That was A zone all the way. So that is a par. So 0. A zone sub-second. So let's try and keep hitting that. All right, we are 4 shots in. See how we do. Nope. That was a slow reaction time there. That was a .90, either A zone or C zone. I think it's A. We'll go check it out. Okay, that was a .90, so that was right on par time there. Actually on the low end of par time, because you're allowed up to a second. So that is another +0. Man, my D zones are all right in a line there. It's like I'm not getting my support hand on or something, and they're all pulling to the left. So that was a D zone at 0.96. I'll go mark that, and that's a +2. Still a sub-second hit though. So in the real world, in a gunfight, that's really good. Here, it sucks. You get 2 points. That is a C zone, I know for sure, and that was a 0.92. So that is a +1. All right, I am 7 shots in, doing better this time. We'll see how we can keep going here. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That barely touched him. I'll have to check if that's C or D zone, but it was 0.95, so it's either +1 or +2. So be right back. It was a line breaker right at the top of the target. So that is a C zone hit. That would have hit my C zone steel, so +1. Let's see, we have 2 more shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 2 more shots. That was slow. 1.03. I should have just stopped my draw. And that was, whoa. Okay, 1.03. I'm gonna go mark that. That was a C zone for sure. All right, that was a clean C at 1.03. So that is +2 points because I was above a second and I was not in the A zone. So that was shot number 9. Here is the final shot, number 10. .98 sub-second hit again. Let's go check out those hits. Let me grab a sticker. So that was a line breaker between the C and the D zone. So I was under a second, so that is only 1 point. So here's the line breaker that almost missed the target completely. But as you can see, the rest are on. And a quick addition of all my points. Okay, I shot a +12 on this one. So way better than my 19 round that I had. Yes, I just shot a +12 on this target here, and I took more time and shot a +10, but whatever, the +10 doesn't really matter because I wasn't going that fast. So if you have any hope of ever hitting a par on this, you basically just have to go faster. So yeah, you can score better than somebody else by going slower, but that other person is eventually going to get better than you by going faster and faster and faster, at least as far as this drill is concerned. So drop a like on the video, share it with your shooting buddies, do competitions with each other to see who can get the lowest score. Go out, shoot a round of the golf drill. It only takes 10 rounds. I promise you'll have fun, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching today's video.